Welcome back, everyone. We are back in editing mode. I'm going to get rid of my pancake. I'm going to actually even just change it to editing. Oh, it wants to do two monitors. We're going to reset. Okay, so I'm going to change it back to editing. We'll make you a little bigger. This is what we were looking at. But for this tutorial, I want to focus a little bit on problem solving. There's a few issues that we're dealing with on some of this stuff. Number one, I think my opening shot, it's a little too static, a little boring. And these cuts, I don't know that they work, right? Like it feels kind of strange. We're gonna try a couple things and see how they work. So first thing, I've got this clip selected. I'm gonna go to Effect Controls, and I'm gonna scale up to, we're gonna try 150. That might be a little big. And I'm gonna move my position. All right. And so I just am doing a little fiddling to try and have myself kind of in the same mode, same image, same part of the image. So my head is here now. You can see where my mouse is. And then in the cut, it's there now as well. That's our eye trace that we're thinking about. Honestly, the visual for this, it's fine. Zooming in to about 150%, you can start to see like the quality is not going to be as good, but we already have the issue of soft focus. So if, where's a good example? So right here, here's a great example. We're at full resolution. Instead of fit, I'm going to do 100%. In fact, let's do 200%. Just really zoom in. You'll see our focus is actually, it looks like probably a lot sharper on the book than it is on my face. That's part of the problem of just when you're shooting by yourself, you don't always have the resources. Plus, the other problem that I have is like lighting, right? Like the lighting looks great when I'm facing this direction. We have a nice little Rembrandt little triangle off to the side of my face. But when I face forward, it's a lot darker. So I needed to get like more of a bounce. But again, these are things that I couldn't really work on or do without, as I was the only one there. So I'm all alone, and I'm very very lonely. That's the tutorial that we're given right now. What I want to do is so we're gonna play through see if this cut in works as a sort of a fake second camera, close-up camera. And right now I'm just gonna keep it muted and just focus on the visual and see if it sells for me. So here it comes. Not bad. So I don't hate it. We're going to play it through to the end here. It's a little low resolution. It's not perfect, but I am focused more on the emotion and selling it more than this being a perfect cut. I only got one take, so I'm working with what I got. So you can see I think that's a-okay. What I want to do next is I'm going to add some video effects. I don't think I've got it. So I'm going to download an effect. So I'm going to open a new browser. The effect I'm downloading is Vashi. He has a preset. that I've used on a couple other projects. So I'm going to go to the Vashi Zoom. It's Premiere Pro preset effect. And this is going to help me create a little bit more of a effect. So I'm going to download this. All right, I'm going to unzip it. And now that's just in my downloads folder. I'm going to go back to Premiere, and under presets, I can actually right click and hit import presets. So I'm going to go to my downloads. I'm going to find that guy. Where are you? Where are you, you son of a gun? Let's try this again. What you doing there? You're in the downloads. I don't see you over here. Oh, there you are, down at the very bottom. Okay, cool. So I hit open, and now I can even just search it in here, Vashi. So you'll see there's a bunch of different options. If I go back to this, you can see this little preview shows you the differences. As he writes, in my experience, I found that a 5 to 10% digital Vashi zoom is almost indistinguishable from a practical dolly push-in. If used to replicate a camera zoom lens shot, there's almost no visible difference. So you can see, this is just showing it with a still image, and this is it with a slow push-in. Let's zoom in. So raw footage compared to, here is a slow push in momentarily. There we go. Perfect. So you can see how useful that might be. We're going to try it with 10 and just throw it onto this guy. This preset is pretty cool in that it is basically just doing like a scale. All right, so you can see we've got over here, we'll zoom in, you can see if you look at the table in particular, it feels like we've got like a slow movement. And this just creates a little more dynamic more dynamicism. Yeah, all right. So now we've got our slow push in. You can see it more when we do this. And honestly, it feels a little bit like a dolly. It's not bad. Then we've got our punch in here. And we've also got this over here. The next thing I'm going to do to kind of punch things up is I'm going to add a adjustment layer. I'm going to go back to here, and I'm going to create a new adjustment layer, hit OK, and I'm just going to drag this on top, and I'm going to use this for my color correction. So since all my shots are the same, instead of going through each one and changing the color, if I do it as an adjustment layer, we're able to then make changes to everything that is beneath it. So I'm going to click that. I'm going to go up to my color view, and I'm going to look at my basic correction. So I'm going to correct for when I'm facing camera here, because I see like I'm real dark on this side. So I'm going to bring up my exposure just a touch, and I do like contrast, so I'm going to fiddle around with some of these settings. And I'm going to crush my shadows and my blacks. Ooh, look at that. Beautiful. Well, my blacks are already pretty good, so I'm going to leave those at 0. What if I did black and white? Ooh, that looks nice. Real good. We're going to leave that at 0 as well. No, 100. Sorry. We're going to leave that there. You can also see I can change my temperature if I want like a cooler look or a tinted look. I'm going to Command Z both of those. And for right now, though, I'm just gonna bump my exposure just that much. And like, I do like contrast. Perfect. So I'm gonna come over here. You can click the eye to see on and off. Not like a huge difference, but helps a little bit with being able to see stuff. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go to creative. So you can actually go through. They have lots and lots of looks that are already established, as well as you can add your own. Like maybe I want to do blue ice. Whoa, look how dramatic this is. Really intense. So maybe I like blue ice, but I want it either more intense or less intense, right? I can change the intensity, can add a little bit of faded film. I don't want to do too much faded film or anything, because then I start to lose those kind of rich blacks. Might sharpen just a little bit, vibrance. But you can see I can select and deselect the creative look there. I can also go through, do curves, all that other stuff. Something I think is working pretty well on all this is, yeah, I think it's looking all right. It's not bad. What I want to do next is, I was just thinking we might want to add some text for when the title comes up. So let's play it through with some sound.
Oh, hello there. I'm Spencer Holt, professor of the
All right, here it comes.
online advanced editing class.
So I'm going to do a new text right here, and you can see it creates for him. So I'm going to click into him. I'm going to do the word online. Look at this. So I'm going to have the text pop up as along with the other thing. I'm changing it to graphics. I'm going to go to edit. I'm going to change it to a font that I like. Something really good. Comic Sans, it's pretty good. On Graduation Sucks, we've been doing a lot of, what was it? Was it Oswald? Oswald's cool. We'll do Oswald Demi Bold for now. And I can also like make it all caps. I can make it bigger. All those things. We'll do it left aligned. It'll be white because it's over black. I think that all looks good. I can even click these to center it if I wanted to. The other thing that I'm going to do is add safe margins. So these margins are for title safe and action safe. If I make this larger, you'll see this outer one. You want to make sure no words, whenever you're creating, use these margins, title safe margins. And if you don't have it, you can come over to the plus button, click it, and it's under safe margins right there, and you can actually drag things out onto yours, change what buttons you have. So with me, I'm going to escape, hit V to grab my other tool, and drag this fella. We're going to go over here. Yeah, I want him right there. So, and then I'm going to...
There, I'm Spencer Holt, professor of the online...
I'm going to drag my start time to there.
I'm Spencer Holt, professor of the online advanced editing class.
And I want the words to come up as I'm saying them. So I'm going to duplicate this by holding the Alt key and dragging it up. And I know the next word I've got.
Online advanced ed. Online.
We're going to start it right here. And so now you can see I've got another thing. I'm just grabbing it with my key. I'm holding shift to make sure that it just moves down straight. So now,
Professor of the online advanced editing class.
so I'll do the same thing. So
The online advanced
So I'm using my arrow keys to find the exact moment. Click it. Again, I'm going to grab my arrow tool and do editing. So,
the online advanced editing class.
and we'll do class. So there are other ways to do it than the way I'm doing it, obviously. So I'm listening for that C sound. So you can actually do all of this within the Essential Graphics and have it all on one layer as well. I'm doing it the old school way because it's been like so ingrained into me. But just know that, like, let's say I hide all of these, and now I've just got this online. I can actually hold Alt and just hold. No, it doesn't want to. I can actually, you can see I've got online. I can duplicate it. Now I've got a second online. I can come down here and digital, or what was the word? Oh, advanced. I can put that word in. It's on the same layer now. And with this one, I can come over to the settings and I might say, okay, it needs to be for text for advanced. It needs to be on. Where's my opacity? So it needs to have keyframes. So I can do at 100%, go back one frame at 0%. So now
online advanced,
you can see it's all within that same layer now. It's all in that same place. But I'm doing it the dumb way because I'm a big dummy. Making more work for myself, more layers. Now, I do like to keep things pretty flat in my timeline, but I'm also working fast to try and get this done in time. So we're going to see if this lines up okay.
Professor of the online advanced editing class. You may be asked.
So I want it to fade out before this audio. So I'm going to grab all of these guys. They've all got the same endpoint. I can just drag them right on over. And then I'm going to zoom in and right click. We're going to just do the default transition, which is a cross dissolve on each of these. You can start to see why it's real dumb of me to do it the way I did. I don't know why I did. We only need a little dissolve. Yeah, because I'm doing this like 3 times. Oh my god, what a dummy. I should have done this all on one layer, guys. Well, live and learn. We gotta learn from our mistakes.
Online advanced editing class. You may be asking yourself, how are we going to edit online?
Perfect. Okay, so I think overall we're doing pretty good, but a couple things are going to make this take it to that next level, and that's going to be sound. So I'm going to go to let's go to freesound.org. They're great. I'm going to log in. I'm already logged in, so you do have to create a free account, but it is free. So I'm going to do a fireplace sound. We'll just add a nice little fireplace in the background. A nice fireplace. Let's see if we can find a nice one. Not loving it. All right, that's good enough. So I'm going to click that. I'm going to hit download. So with Freesound, all of their file names are utter garbage. So I will often rename them as I'm going. So under footage, I'm going to add a new folder called sound effects. And once this is downloaded, I'm going to drag it on over. And I'm actually going to rename it as well, just because I think that's, I think it's easier for me to be able to find stuff than if I'm looking at like 164.661 _ Adam -n _ fire dot wave. Yeah, I don't know, not my favorite. So it's got about 11 seconds left. So in that time, how are you guys? I'm just talking to myself for hours at a time in an empty school. Pretty cool. Here we go. All right, it's done. So I'm going to drag that into my sound effects folder. Like I said, I'm going to rename it to fireplace. Maybe I'll add some, I don't know, should we want some room tone? Let's see. No, that's garbage. I don't know what room that is, but that's terrifying if that's what your room. Room tone, empty classroom. Literally where I am right now. Let's see. Yeah, it sounds like where I'm at in life. Cool. I'm going to add some music now. So I'm going to Incompetech. He offers free music and makes it pretty simple. You can add some really jazzy stuff. Oh! That might be too jazzy. Although I do like jazz. All right, let's try this. Yep, that's the one. Found it in 2. We're pretty lucky. Okay, I'll think about it. So I'm going to download this as well. All right, got it. Maybe. Download. Oh, they're disabled while you're using ad blocker. Sorry, I didn't actually read his message. That's cool. So I'm going to pause on this site. In fact, let's just, what's the word? Instead of pause, don't run on this page. Don't run on this site. There we go. So that way it doesn't happen in the future. So I'll hit download, exclude. All right, let's try that again. Download, free license. All right, so due to increased visitor numbers, download speed limit is active. I agree, that's fine. So if we were hosting this on YouTube, we'd want to make sure that we include this attribution in the description. So it's downloading now. While it does, I'm going to go back to my folder, create a new folder for music. You can see I like to keep things nice and organized. It is super important to me to be able to find things quickly. So this is going to take about 3 minutes. We'll catch back up when it's done. All right, we are back. It's got 6 seconds left. 7, 2, 3 seconds left. 0 seconds. Very exciting. Here it is. It's downloaded. I'm just going to drag it on over to my music folder. Then I can go back to Premiere, pull up my 2 folders. So I know I added music and sound effects. I'm just going to drag them all in. They will import. So now you can see I've got everything nice and organized. I made a realization before I do my music. Well, let's throw it in. Let's see how it sounds. We're just going to throw in music down below. We'll also throw in our sound effects, the fireplace. So let's see how this goes. Oh boy, here we go. Oh God, it's also loud. So what I'm going to do is we're going to turn things down. And in order to do that, before we do that, I'm gonna do it individually. So I'm going to go to this track first. This is the, I'm going to click solo. What that does is it only plays that audio track. So pretty cool. You can see off to the side I have my levels. It's hovering around -24, but peaking at about -12. So I'm actually just going to deselect that, and I'm gonna make this real quiet in the background, -12. Much better. Same thing for my music. Oh, listen how loud that is. I'm gonna deselect the stuff over there. Actually, I'll show you another way to do it. I'll double click this. So that created a keyframe. Instead, I'm just going to make sure keyframes are turned off, but I can just, if I double click in this space right here, I can now drag this down to whatever I want it to be. So I could be -12, -8, -9.9. We'll try -12.8. Not bad, maybe just a touch more. So we'll do 14.9. So not bad. Let's see how it kind of all sounds together.
Oh, hello there. I'm Spencer Holt, professor of the online advanced editing class. You may be asking yourself, how are we going to edit online? Me too. Me too. But what I will say is that we will not be at a loss for learning the theory of advanced editing.
Alright, so not bad. I'm going to cut these guys off. And I'm actually going to just change this to -16. I like numbers to be pretty even. 14 point something? No, thank you. Just 14. That's great. So the other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to show you guys. So in the audio, I realized this as we were going through it. I'm going to zoom in so we can see it nice and clear.
I'm going to edit online.
And I've soloed. This is just my dialogue.
I'm going to edit online.
You can see I've got a peak right here, but everything else, if I zoom back out, is pretty much pretty good matching levels. So if we watch...
Hello there. I'm Spencer Holt, professor of the online
So it looks like it's bouncing around -18 to -9.
advanced editing class.
So I might want to make that just a touch louder. So I'm going to I'm going to turn off levels for now. And I'm just going to make everything... Why are you doing that? I just want to adjust the audio together. That's annoying. All right, we're gonna change that back to 0. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna right-click this guy and audio channels and clip 1, clip 2. What is going on here? All right, hold on for technical difficulties, guys, while I figure this out. All right, I am back. So I am just gonna work with one of the audio tracks. I'm gonna mute this. I'm just working with one side of the audio for now. There are ways to make it mono if you do it beforehand. So what you could do, if you have your footage that is synced, you could right-click it, go to Modify, Audio Channels, and change it to mono, clip channel mono, number of audio clips, 1, and that would be okay. But that's not going to, so now if I drag that in, you can see it only has the 1 audio. But since I already did it, we've already edited, live and learn, we're moving on. So I'm going to zoom in. So this audio, I'm going to bring up the level by like 4. And we're just going to watch this to see if we peak at this higher spot.
Oh, hello there. I'm Spencer Holt, professor of the online advanced...
Not too bad. In fact, I think we can go to 6 for everything.
Oh, hello there. I'm Spencer Holt, professor of the... Oh, hello there.
So you can see I'm going a little bit over -6. I'm going to bring...
Okay. I'm Spencer Holt, professor of the...
I'm going to bring this guy down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my pen tool to create some points. I'll create 4. And I'm going to, so now I click this guy, I'm going to shift click this guy, bring him down to there.
Oh, hello there. I'm Spencer Holt, professor...
Perfect. And then the other part that I want to fix is that I've got this audio right here. That's my little tum-tum making a growl sound. So the problem was I forgot to eat when I was recording this yesterday. I didn't eat. So I'm going to just bring this guy. He's going to be like negative.
Me too.
But, so that's great. Now we've got rid of that little tummy growl. But now we've got this weirdness where we've got some audio not quite working there, right? What I'm going to do, instead of, that's one way you could do it. You could just mute it, but you're going to have problems with the audio, as I said. So what we can do is we can then grab some other audio like here and move it beneath it or do something like that. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a snippy snip right here and here. You can see it's cutting through the video as well, but I don't want it to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to deselect linked selection. Now I can just cut the audio. I'm going to go back to V to my arrow tool, and I'm going to hit C again, and I'm going to copy. So now I'm going to paste it in, and I'm going to add some transitions over both of these. We're going to see if that sound works better now.
Me too.
Perfect. So we've now gotten rid of that. We can take this guy, his volume up to 6 as well, and the last one up to 6 as well. So for now, I'm going to minimize this. We're going to watch it with everything. So, in fact, I don't even care about you anymore. Get out of here, other audio channel. All right, here we go.
Oh, hello there. I'm Spencer Holt, professor of the online advanced editing class. You may be asking yourself, how are we going to edit online? Me too. Me too. But what I will say is that we will not be at a loss for learning the theory of advanced editing, thanks in large part to In the Blink of an Eye by Walter Murch. Let's get to it.
Pretty good, but I'm now realizing we need a little bit more of a subtle fade out, right? That was a little harsh. So
let's get to it.
We'll have maybe fade to black. So I'm just doing my typical transition by right-clicking there. Try this.
Let's get to it.
And we'll bring these out as well. We'll add our default transitions as well to our audio. And try that again.
Let's get to it.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to hit Command S to save the project, and I'm just going to go ahead and export it real fast under Media. H.264 is great. I click the output name to decide where it's going to be saving to. And this is in the blink of an eye read through. And I'm going to create a new folder called exports. So I can save it there. This is the introduction video, so the name's all good. Basic video settings should be all there. And I just hit export and it'll save. So that was the process for creating the introduction video. Hopefully that was helpful for you guys. You guys are awesome. Really appreciate you working with me through these weird times. So you guys are awesome. Thanks. Bye.